Are they on?
Hey everybody, I'm Rebecca from Thieving on Our Farm,
And I'm Leo with Southern Biophiliac Urban Farm.
and we are two chicks Caturnix bringing you the scoop
Not the poop.
on Caturnix quail. So it's been a while since we have done one of our genetics series, so we thought that we would bring you a new one today.
And it's one of my absolute favorites.
Oh my gosh, I love it so much. I've like
Put on
worked,
everything.
yes, I've worked this gene into just about everything that I have. Love it. All right, so we're gonna be talking about fee. Da 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 da. Drum roll. Okay, Leah, tell us about the sciencey stuff.
There's a lot we just don't know.
Yeah.
Basically. So there's still lots to find out about it. We don't know where it's located. We don't know what gene it's on. We do know that the mode of inheritance is autosomal incomplete dominant, so you can see it in heterozygous.
Yeah, and it's not a sex-linked gene. It's on just a regular old chromosome. And I actually dug quite a bit to try to find like scientific papers on Phi. It literally has not been studied scientifically as far as I can find. So I do know that Jen Jordan from Texas, a good friend of ours, she is working on seeing what Phi is compatible with. So we don't know that as far as we can see, it doesn't share a locus with any other genes. So it's pretty much compatible with anything, but nobody has really like made a list and checked everything off. So she's going to do that.
I can't wait to see what results she has.
I love it. I love science, and I love not just assuming things. I love the fact that Jen is going, you know what? We kind of assume that it goes with everything, but let's find out.
Right.
let's put it on the list, pair it with everything, and see what happens. I can't wait to see what she finds.
Me too.
Okay, so what is Phi?
It's a gene that dilutes gold and brown tone feather pigments to shades of gray and white.
Yep, makes kind of a grayscale bird. I love it.
Me too.
Did I mention I love it? Okay, so because Phi is an incomplete dominant trait, it means that when you have one copy of the gene, the bird will look one way, and if you have two copies of the gene, the bird will look another way. So with one copy, a little bit of the brown and orange and gold pigment is removed, and with two copies, you get pretty much a grayscale bird.
And Phi by itself on Pharaoh is called a Fab Phi, which is one of my favorites.
Yes. So history and fun facts. Phi was first introduced to the U.S. in 2015. So not all that long ago when you think about it. But honestly, most of the quail genes that exist in the U.S. today were only introduced or found in the last 10 years. Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy, but it's exciting too because there's still so much to unwrap.
Yeah. Yeah. And so many new things that are popping up all the time. Yep. Just before the show, Leah and I were chatting, and we were talking about, we were so excited about little things that we may have found. And we're like, oh, we got to test breed this because it may be something new or maybe not. I don't know. And that's what keeps me excited in quail, because you never know everything. It is changing all the time. Yeah. There's so much to study and geek out on.
Yes.
So, Phi was part of the German pastel collection, and that's a collection of multiple genes that were associated with that particular import in 2015. So a lot of times people think German pastel is a color, but it's a whole collection. So we did not have, as far as I know, Fee, Rue, Blue, or Cinnamon before this import. So somebody imported them in, and we got all these really cool colors.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, I like it.
Yes.
And then one last fun fact there.
Fee is German for fairy.
I'm kind of glad we stuck with Fee.
Me too.
Fairy, it's bad enough that we have sparkly. Because sparkly just sounds like a silly
You
name.
can't dog the sparklies though.
Like the name. I just necessarily like the name. It's so silly. And if we actually called them fairy, I don't know what I would do. I would probably not like Fee as much. So,
It could change how much I like them too, probably.
I mean, okay, nothing against
We'd have
fairy.
to think of like the different names that they would be called.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so again, nothing against fairy itself. It just would sound really silly on a bird, okay? Okay, so let's talk about what it looks like. Got a couple pictures here of just like Pharaoh and what Fee looks like by itself with no other genes. And this is with one copy of Fee. So you can see that there's still some bleed through of the brown tones. You can still kind of see it there, especially along like right in the middle of the bird between the breast and the back. You can kind of see it through there.
And this is Fab Fee. So this is 2 copies of the Fee gene on Pharaoh. And thank you to Sherry.
Sherry Morissette let us use that picture. That is a stunning bird. I had
gorgeous.
One in here all set and ready to go, and then I saw her picture. I was like, oh, can we use that? Because it's so pretty. So it's interesting. You say Fab Fee and I say Falb Fee. And I don't know which one is
I'm
correct.
probably saying it wrong. Who knows? I'm making up my own word, I guess. Okay, it's how I picture it being pronounced.
We're just gonna
say tomato.
Yeah, exactly. We're both right. Whatever you want to say, just don't call it fairy, okay? If people after watching this video start calling them fairy, I'm just gonna leave quail. Okay. All right, so let's talk about some common gene combinations that you see that involve Fee. There are a few that actually have names.
And so sometimes the names confuse people.
So much. Yeah. The name is not, it's not a gene itself. It is just the name for what that combination is called.
Yep.
So we've got Pearl Fee, and that is what fawn plus Fee looks like. And that fawn can be either Italian or Manchurian. So you can have quite a bit of variation in what those birds look like.
I love it on Manchurian because, especially the males, because they'll be almost solid white with just some black on the face and the wings. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like them. They're pretty birds, really pretty birds. And then you have Graufee or Graw. Wait, how do you say it?
Yeah, the second part, Graufee. Okay.
And that is EB, so that's either Rosetta or Tibetan plus Fee. And we did separate shows. If you want to learn more about fawn or more about EB, we did separate shows just on those, so you could look those up. Yep.
And Pharaoh too.
So here's a few more.
Pansy Fee's a pretty one.
I love Pansy Fee. Yeah, it's interesting how it takes the scalloping pattern from Pansy and makes it just black and white. It takes away that the yellow color. It's just so pretty.
It really makes it pop.
Yeah, I love the contrast when you have homozygous Fee with anything. And then on the right you have Calico Fee, and those also make really just striking birds. And then in the middle is something a little bit different because now we're adding in a color gene, actually 2 different color genes, Rue and Ginger. And so you get kind of like a buff colored bird with Ginger Fee, especially if it's like EB or fawn. And then with roofie, if you've got 2 copies of the fee, it can almost look gray.
Yeah, they get very pale gray.
Yeah,
It's
I
really
think
pretty.
in this picture, it's probably heterozygous instead of homozygous. I don't think I could find a homozygous picture, but you kind of get the idea of how normally that rue would be a lot redder in color, but it's really toned down quite a bit. Ooh, one of my favorites.
This is all you, Rebecca.
Okay, if you insist. So, black was an import from Germany as well, and we're going to do a whole show on black someday. But I do want to talk a little bit about it. When black came to the U.S., nobody knew what made black black. We'd never seen it before. They didn't even know what it made it. It came from Germany, and they didn't even know what made it black in Germany. And so, you know me, science. I had to study it. I had to test it, and I found that black was a combination of multiple genes. So merle, which is like a melanistic gene, it makes the feathers black. Phi, which removes the color. You have Tibetan, which is where you get the pattern from, and then crazily enough, you have Manchurian in there. Which I don't know how Manchurian makes it better, but it does. Okay, so the best blacks, this is the combination, and that's all without sex-link brown, because sex-link brown adds like a light shade of brown to a bird. So if you can remove that sex-link brown, you can make your blacks even blacker. So without Phi, you wouldn't have black, which is really cool.
You wouldn't think that either.
I know. It's great. So, all right. So we've got a couple other ones here. These are just to kind of show some other examples of Phi. This first one is one of the prettiest birds I've ever produced. This is a heterozygous blue Phi, and it is just gorgeous. Leah, do you know what the second one is?
It is blue EB fee.
Yep. I love those.
And of
Like,
course, I know the last one.
okay, what's the last one?
It's a fawn het sparkly fee.
Yep. So, playing with Phi, like you can see how, I mean, if you know what sparkly fawn looks like, that Phi just changes it completely and makes a really cool looking bird.
And we'll do sparkly eventually too, but it's the interaction with fawn is pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool.
So make sure, if you haven't yet, check out Quail Genetics for Dummies.
Yeah, that's a really good show, and that can kind of go over some of the words that, you know, the terminology that we use today, like heterozygous and homozygous. That can help clear up some of that if you are not familiar with those terms. So we haven't done a coupon code in a while.
Yep, it's about time.
I think we should do one.
Yeah. And that would be fee 15.
And
That's
obviously,
good for 15% off
yep.
on both of our sites.
And that'll be good through this week. We're a little bit delayed in getting an episode out. Both of us had crazy stuff going on in our lives. Yep. So luckily, things are turning around for both of us, and we were able to get an episode out because we missed you guys.
Definitely.
All right. Well, make sure you have a great night.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Bye.